It has been such a long time.
Hi, I'm Jamie from Nut Studios, a small independent game studio from the Netherlands. Normally we focus on concepting and visualizing various prototypes, but we have one bigger project in the works, which is called Nimidae. Today I wanted to share a little bit more of an insight into what we're doing with Nimidae and why we think this has the potential to grow out into a wonderful game. We've been working on Nimidae for quite a while now, and most recently with all the upgrades Unity had, we could push the graphical fidelity to where we are now and say, well, we are really happy with the results, and we are at a point where we can actually share what we've been doing all this time. And we went to Gamescom and talked to people about the game, the setting, the gameplay, what it could be, and why we want people to get invested. The reason we did this is because we actually developing in our free time at the moment. 95% is just me on my own. I am lucky to have loads of wonderful people helping me out, from concept artists to 3D modelers to voice actors and photographers, models, everything to get where we are now. And it really shows in the end that if people work together, you can do a whole lot together. We went to Gamescom with the concept and the visualization. We had a rough visualization of what it could be, and we got overwhelmingly positive reviews on the graphics and on the setting as well. So that gave us the confidence boost from, yeah, there's actually something to this, and there is a potential, and there are people who would love to see this grow into something that they could actually play. And that motivated us to start working on a working prototype, on a demo. And what you're seeing today are the first steps into that progress, from world building to playable. And that's why we wanted to share it this early with you, just to get the word out there what we're doing, to get people involved, to get people interested, and hopefully get from part-time in our free time to developing full-time on this project, and get to create the game that we want to create. So Nimidae in short is an open world action adventure game that is set into a fantasy world that is based on reality. And what that means is that we drew inspiration from the Dutch heritage and folklore. This means that creatures, characters, locations, names, you name it, are based upon real world things where we did research for. This isn't as tangible as you think, because they are from a local province that has its own language that isn't really actually that renowned by the whole country, let alone the whole world. So we think that we are tapping in a unique setting that hasn't been done in games before, and with that we try to deliver a beautiful fantasy world with all kinds of lore filled to the brim with creatures, characters, and things you would love to discover. From a gameplay perspective, we're doing something a little bit unorthodox, and that means we won't be having in-game stat menus. What this means is that we want you to make choices and let logic decide what is possible and what is not, instead of lingering in menus for minutes just to spend that extra attribute point. We want you to be in the world as much as possible, and we think that those menus will prohibit you from playing and experiencing that world. So this means that, yes, if you are carrying 2 weapons already, if you want to carry that third one, it should be a small one if you want to carry that one. If it's a big one, you have to make a choice which one I'm going to carry, and where do I going to leave that one I'm carrying right now, or am I going to stash the new one somewhere? And the same goes for gear and equipment as well, that if you're wearing a dress and you see a nice new dress somewhere in the store in the city, you can go ahead and buy that, but which one are you going to wear? Maybe there's a little bit of room in your backpack for one extra piece of armor or clothing, but at some point you have to choose what am I going to carry, and will I stash this one? Will it be safe here? It's up to you really to decide what you're gonna do, what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna experience in the world. And logic will dictate what happens. Like with clothing on, you will move a little bit faster, or you can't take many hits. With armor on, you move slower, but you will be able to endure the fight a lot longer. So just try and see what's possible. And for newcomers, a little bit of a challenge. So we think there should be a balance in there, which we're searching for, but we think it should be a unique experience we haven't seen too much in games before. Narratively wise, I don't want to go into that just yet, but we do want to show you what the Dutch folklore can do. One example I will give as the main conflict in the land is the bokkenrijders, or bokkeriers in the real language. This directly translates to goat riders. This sounds silly, but there was actually a pack of thieves back in the 1700s that was actually starting off as a like Robin Hood-esque venture where they stole from the wealthy and gave it back to the poor. It was just normal farmers dressing up with like sheepskins and goat hides and just put on the skulls as something terrifying, and they went into the night and just stole from churches and monasteries and all that kind of stuff to spoil the riches. And at some point they just went too far and started burning down churches or villages and started to steal from normal people as well, and didn't give anything back anymore, and they actually terrorized the lands for quite a while. This would be the main conflict you endure in the world. It's just this whole big pack of thieves that just can do what they want and nothing will stop them, and that's your main conflict in the land right there. And some people saw them as demonized spirits in the night, and as they rode through and made noise and just didn't do anything, and some people saw them as some outlaws that should be stopped. And it's up to where you are, what people you speak to, and what your perception of that gang is, and how close they are to it. And that's the kind of narrative we want to bring into the world of Nimidae, and to explore those settings with the Dutch folklore and those superstitious tales that we haven't seen before. And there's a lot of nice things there which we were working on and which we want to deliver. And I want to thank everybody for their positive feedback so far and their help to get us where we are right now. And I hope that everybody that's seeing this and thinks, well, I'm interested, just visit our website at nutstudios.com, or follow us on Twitter or Instagram to stay up to date, or even like us on Facebook just to see what we're up and doing, and just share the word. You know, if there's somebody you know that loves these kinds of games, because it's been a while since we had a fantasy adventure game from this caliber. So just spread the word, see where we're going, and we want to just develop full time on this one, and with your help we can actually do that in the future. So yeah, thank you for your time, and see you in the next one.